Hello, dear friends. So, my name is Jean-Pierre. I have been a professional ballet dancer and now I teach gymnastic, postural gym. I'm going to give you some tips today that could be worked by retired ballet dancers or teachers, ballet teachers, and amateur. So what I'm going to show you today is just a general warm-up. It's not a full class. The idea of this class is not by becoming a super professional, training look. Excuse my English, but it's just the idea to keep in a good condition, physical good condition. That when you reach a certain age, we are all losing this shape, this good shape. Now, if you have been a ballet dancer in the past and then you have retired and maybe you are teaching, you can also do this, which is very elementary, it's very easy. And what I'm going to explain today, you're going to understand the idea. But for people who have never done ballet or dance in general, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So, but in ballet we say at the bar and in the center work, we say to keep the turn out and to pull up, the shoulders down, and all the correct position of the arms and the head and the épaulement and everything. Here in this warm-up, you have to apply the same rules, the same discipline that while you are working at the bar, which means the turn out, the pull up of the torso, the control of the stomach with a straight line, straight column. And so when you apply this during the warm-up, you feel the benefit. Now, people who have never done ballet will have more difficulty applying the turn out, the pull up, and the warm up class, because they will not get the idea straight away. But it will take some time. Now, we must also consider something, that when a human being after 35 years old, the weakest part of each human being is this part, from here up to there, this square, see, it's like a square. And this is the part of the body that gets floppy. Even in ballet dancers, even in sportsmen, whoever does swimming or any kind of sport, this is the weakest part of the body that after 35 years old the muscles start to become a little bit floppy. So that means that we have to work on this part more. Another thing, if you are a retired ballet dancer and maybe you are teaching, or even if you're not teaching, many of you probably are married, they have family, they have children, they have thousands of things to do. But important is to find maybe 1 hour, 1 hour 15, to dedicate to yourself. You can do that at home. You don't need to go in a sports center or in a ballet. If you are lucky to have a ballet studio, you can do that in the ballet studio. But if you are not lucky to have a ballet studio, then you do it at home and you do those very easy exercises. So I will now record with my webcam, and I will explain how to do those exercises, especially for the amateur, but teachers, ballet teachers, and it will be a game for them. So don't look my mistakes, because I do plenty of mistakes. I'm not here to show that I'm a brave and that I'm working better than the others. No, I'm doing a lot of mistakes, so don't consider that. You will find some exercises, but I'm not doing the exercises correctly. But I'm giving you the advice like my teachers gave it to me. I had many teachers for postural gym, many teachers for classical ballet. So I have been creating this. You will recognize that many of the movements that I will show you today, many other people do it. So another thing which is very important is how you breathe in, how you breathe out. You must control the breathing during all the warm-up. I would suggest you, even if the weather is warm in summer, to keep always the legs well warmed up with, wool warm up. I have some wool things that I just wear on my legs to keep the muscles warm in order to avoid injuries. You need a knee protection. I have a knee protection in order that I don't feel any cracking. And you must accept the challenge that you don't have the same body as when you were young. Your body now is an excellent machine, but it's your body who is commanding you and is advising you where are your limits. So you have to accept your limits. Now, when I was young, of course, my movements were much better. Now that I am 62, walking on the 63 years old, my body has changed, has not the same power as when I was young. So I have to accept that. I have to accept this challenge. So this is why it takes more time for me now to warm up the muscles and to learn how to warm up and to control all this warm up sequence, which when I was younger, would take maybe 20 minutes, but now it takes me about half an hour, 45 minutes to warm up, to feel my body well warmed up. Now, I'm going to give you different kind of videos that you will see on YouTube or on other websites, which will be postural gym or whatever. I don't know, it's still the title I didn't create, but you will see number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So we are going to start now while you are standing, which is very, very easy thing. It's not complicated. And then all the other sequences are while you are sitting on the floor. So this is just what I was doing now, just to explain. It's an introduction. I will give other introductions in each part, but I don't want to be too annoying with talking too much. So please, again, excuse my poor English, my accent is terrible, but I'm trying to do my best, and you will understand what I say. Okay? So here we are. We start in first position. Just open my arms. Very important is that during the whole warm-up, you can do more than I do. You count more. You can use the music, and in your head you count 4 times or 8 times. But I would prefer, if you work correctly how to breathe in, breathe out, and control the muscles, that you make 4 times, but very slow. Everything must be in slow motion. It mustn't go fast. It mustn't be like we say in ballet, an allegro. No, it's an adagio. So consider that all this warm-up is like an adagio you're doing from the beginning to the very end. So, you start 1 and 2. Now here I just keep my shoulders down and my torso is well straight line, and I just go sideways. While I do this, I breathe out and I release this part of the body, and I just return, and I release the other part of the body, and I return, and I release, I breathe out, and I release, and this is one exercise. Now you hold the two wrists together and you go sideways and you try to stretch your elbows and you pull that part of the body and you stay. And slowly you return. And then you pull the other part. You release. Now in your head, you think when you do that. Even if you use your music, it mustn't be a rhythmic music, very slow music. You count your head, and when you reach the extension of the body, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slowly you get back again into the position. Never go back quickly, because this, when you go back quickly, could damage your spinal cord here, the muscles. Now there's another movement. You put your arm here. You see? So I just keep my arm there. The shoulders must be down. You keep your feet on first position and you just turn your head and you go slowly. You incline like the Pisa Tower and you flex your foot on the floor and you stay. And then you return and you change and you turn the head on the other side and you do that 4 times. Very slowly. You can add other 4 times by doing this. One, you reach the same position as before, and then slowly, slowly, you bring the foot into passé or retiré, and you stay. Then you go down, and you return. You change. And you return. Now the important is while you are here, you must feel these muscles tense. Don't let it go floppy. Tense. This part must be tense, this part must be tense. And your stomach must be in. And this knee, the supporting knee, must be very stretched. If you bend the knee, you fall. So you must be very well stretched, the body well pulled up, the thigh in the vertebrae must be well open, the good vertebrae, and you can stay, and then you return. This is one exercise. Now, the second exercise, there are many exercises. Now here we are starting to bend the body forward. When we do the demi-plié, of course, we all know in ballet that all the weight of the body is on the knee, on the supporting knee. Now, we are going to do this. I open my arms, I put my two hands here, and I just go down. You see, my head remains up, but my back must be like a table, flat like a table. I just go down and I stay. Then I go up and I open the arms slowly and I breathe. I just open. I'm doing this in slow motion. Just open. Now I made 2 of these, but you make 4. You count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, but very, very slowly. Now we do another series of movements, which I open one arm and I put one hand on the knee, and this arm goes over, so it makes like a pot de bras, and just go down. So this elbow goes sideways, and this hand, the palm of the hand, you just touch the floor and you stretch this elbow and you stay and you relax. But the back, your back column, the torso must be flat. You open. Now when you go on the other side, your head follows movement and and you make that 4 times. Just made it 2 to show you and to have an idea. Now from here, we go into the second position, and we do the same thing in second position. The feet can be open for the second, or in some movements they can be turned a little bit in. So now we are going to start with the feet a little bit open. Even if the second position is wider than in ballet, because in ballet you don't open so much, you just, sometimes in ballet you do raise. But in the gym you can open a little bit wider in order that when you do a plie, the muscles get well extended. So now I do the same thing that I did in first. I open, put my hands here, and I open and I just go down, and I stay. You stay, you stay, you stay, and slowly, slowly you open and you breathe. There. You stay, open, slowly, slowly. Now here, in this part of plie, while your arm down, completely down, you are extending almost muscles in the back, in the lumbar part, and the thighs open out of the thighs. Now I go sideways like I did before. With one hand here, and the other hand goes where there is my foot. And you just go forward to the torso. Then and do the port de bras. And here. Now, if during this warm-up you feel some pain, because maybe some of you didn't work for many years, or especially for amateur dancers or amateur people who want to try this, you will feel that there is some pain that comes while you are bending the knee, bending the back, whatever. Don't push. If you see that your body cannot reach the final extension that it should reach, it should go slowly, slowly, gradually. Don't do like in some videos that you see people who tell you, you will make a split in 30 days. No, this is not the idea of this. If your body takes more time, if your body takes 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, I prefer that it takes more time and you avoid injuries. Never push. Never get angry with yourself when you see that your body cannot do the movement correctly, because it will come, but it takes some time. Okay, so now there is another exercise that is for this part of the body. I just put my hand here There are two ways to do that, but I will show you the easiest way. You put your hand here and just go down very slowly. Now, if you see that you cannot reach more than that the floor, don't push too much because it might hurt here. So don't push too much and you go as much as you can. When you feel the pain, you just release all the muscle. And here you could make a good breathe in, a good breathe out. Now, in this specific movement that I did now, instead of doing 4 times, it takes a lot of time to do that, but instead of doing 4 times right, left, you can do 8 times. And you will see that when you reach the 8th part of it, your nose will be able to touch your knee, the edge of the knee. In the beginning, it's very difficult, but you have each time to release the muscles here in the back, and then you feel that your body is working properly. Now, another thing, you turn the feet in, just put my hand back here, make port de bras, and very slowly just go backwards. And I open. I breathe. I turn the head, like in ballet, and just go backwards. Now, very important here are 2 things. One, that you have to breathe out while you go backwards. And the second, while you are back, your knees must be very and fully stretched, because you must feel those muscles work. So there are 2 types of combat. One with the hand here, and another one, you put your hands here on your kidneys, and the elbows must be hidden behind. So, just on the hips, you pull forward, you go Now, this is a little trick, I may call it, you cheat a little bit. Why? Because it helps you to avoid any pain while you go back in the column. But then, when you have to return again, you help yourself with your fingers, and you avoid your pain also. So, just do this. You do that 4 times. Now there is another exercise in which you put one hand and you put the second hand and you embrace your 2 elbows. Slowly, slowly. And the first time you go reverse, you turn your head on one side. And just turn your head on the other side. And you do that 4 times. Okay? Now, here, I just do this exercise. I just go forward with my head up. Let's go down as much as I can without pushing. I hold my 2 hands together and I let go my body down and I lean my 2 hands and I turn on the right and just return. And I let go my hands down on the floor. And I hold my feet. And I do plie. And I stretch my knees. And plie, and just relax all the muscles and stretch my knees. Plie, and stretch, and plie, and I stretch. Now here, put my hands on my knees. I turn my knees a little bit. My feet open again, and I do plie in a second. Now here, I just touch one elbow and then I turn and I stretch the second one. Now here, normally, the body must stay down, the torso. But if you see that the torso cannot go down any further, don't push. And you just return. Okay? Now, here you close your feet. We do a 6th position. And we open the arms. And we're going to open with the muscles, the strength of the muscles. So turn out first. So you actually stand on the heels, not at the midpoint, just on the heels. You lift up your toes from the floor. And you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here you pull up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9. Those 6 position, and you go down slowly, slowly. It's like a squat, but you do it in slow motion. Because you must feel the back, the column, the vertebra of the column, different vertebra, that sometimes you will feel tick-tack, 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 and you are releasing all the muscles. Now here, just go down. And with my hands, I just pull forward and I stay. Now, let my hands go down, push my body forward. I breathe. Just go down again. And that was one part of it. Now, if you have a table, the table should be against the wall. Don't put the table in the middle of the room. Otherwise, if you do this exercise, you will run with your table at the edge of the room, which is dangerous. So it's better that you face the table, and you just bend. You keep your body very straight. Don't stand like that, and you go down. Now, what I'm going to do are 2 important things. One, your elbows must be very stretched, and the back here, the scapula, the 2 scapula, you must push one scapula against the other. You can do that with the arms slightly open or with the arms slightly closed. And you release all the back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend one knee and the other one remains stretched. So that makes work this part of the body. And every time I change, I just breathe. Make a full deep breath. And you can make that 4 times or 8 times. Then I bend the 2 knees together. The important is that you not lift up your heels. Your heels must be on the floor. And then I stretch again. Do that 4 times. Now while you are still here, you open your arms a little bit in the second now, and you go on to the point, but you keep your shoulders down. And you do that 4 times or 8 times. Now another exercise which is very good. You keep one foot on point and the other one goes on the heel. But important that you never bend your knees. So the torso must be flat. And that was one exercise. Now, when you do that with the table against the wall, you just put your foot on the table. Important is that your shoulders and your hips must be square to the table or to the wall, and that you let go. Your stomach must be in, and you let go. You lean forward. You lean, and you push. You push your hips. So that means that your heel must be a few centimeters from the butt muscle. And you push. And you release. And you push. This knee, the back one, the supporting leg, must be always well stretched. Now you go forward. You put your hands on the bar. I don't have a bar, so I just lean backwards. Otherwise, you put your two hands second thing, exercise, you turn as you are, like that. So the knee must go sideways and the foot is sideways also. Doesn't matter if your foot is open or closed on the floor. And you go sideways and you push. And you release all the muscles. So you see, I have my shoulders who's touching the knee. And I open. Now, I do this. As you could hear, my hips were cracking. I just return facing the front. Now here, you can try to do this exercise. It's not difficult. You just go put my two knees together. This doesn't matter if it goes up or down. It's important is that you stand well, straight. Now you go a little bit down with your body, you incline your body down. And you do that 4 times. And then, of course, you start doing the same thing on the other side. You go backwards, then sideways, that part, and then you face, and then you put your foot here, and you go down. This is a very basic exercise to warm up the muscles. Now, of course, there are some people who can add other things. Doesn't mean that you have to do what I said, but this is the basic. Okay, so that was the first video.